the time we have is the real gold. It's like the real treasure. I started conducting this choir, and it was then that I realized, wow, this is a job I really like. I just love the space that music creates. The concert is just like the easiest part. In my van, I'm hours here working. It's just a nightmare. We found our home in what was forbid. We chose a different life to live.
This is the Van Life Network podcast. Real conversations with van lifers building meaningful lives on the road. Not just about where we park, but about who we are becoming. I'm Renz, and this is our digital campfire.
Today's guest is someone who has built her life around freedom, creativity, and music. Karol Green is a professional musician and choir conductor who has spent over a decade working with the human voice. And for the past year, she's been living and creating music on the road in her van in Catalonia. Born in South Africa and now proud Catalonian, her story is one of using creativity to bring more beauty and happiness into the world. From conducting choirs to recording music in a van studio, Karol has designed a life that keeps inspiration at center. And today, we're talking about van life, creativity, music on the road, and why this lifestyle seems to attract such beautifully strange people. Karol, welcome to the show.
Yo, thank you so much, Renz. Wow, what an introduction.
So, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm a bit tired from a concert that I did yesterday, but I'm feeling great, and I'm so happy to be here. Renz, thank you so much.
So, how was the concert? How did it go?
It was lovely. My choir, Soul Choir, we had a concert. There's like an acoustic format that I do with my choir that I love because it's like taking a choir, and putting it into like squishing into a small bar and, just like all squashed together in the corner there where you would never find a choir, like in a small pub in the middle of Barcelona. To see a choir there, playing and grooving out. It's just so much fun because it gives the intimacy as well. Like it's really close by for the audience. Yeah.
That's so great. And of course, you actually did a little live stream for us. So we could have a little peek of what you're actually doing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But let's first start with the whole van life thing, because obviously we're the Van Life Network podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to hear from you. Like, you've been living the van life for the past around a year.
Yeah, nearly a year.
What was your main reason to start van life?
Yeah, it was an idea that I've had for a long time, but I just didn't get around to like being brave enough to do it. And like a year and a half ago, it just happened because I've been living in quite a lot of places my whole life. I've been moving around a lot, and I was not settling. I was not finding a place that I really wanted to put down any roots. And then I just thought, hey, why don't I just not put down any roots and be in a van? Because with my music, I'm always traveling around. I'm always moving. And so I was always having to like organize the logistics of moving around. And so I would do so many things in my car already. I've had like my life has been changing in the car, working in the car, doing along the way. Right. So I already I was practicing quite a lot, And so, yeah, a year and a half ago, I just dived in. I had no experience. I had no like of a van, and I don't know anybody that lives this lifestyle. I didn't know anybody. And then, yeah.
Hey.
yeah. Now I know a whole bunch of people.
We'll get back to that later.
So yeah, it just felt natural. It felt natural. It's kind of what I've done my whole life, right? Like if I feel the need, I'd start searching and I just think about it. I think about it a lot when you need something, right? I'm super creative, and then I just think what could work. And so I'm good at thinking out of the box, right? So I can try and imagine all the possibilities and so yeah, I just jumped into this one fully, and then after a while I met you guys. Well, very, very quickly after I started this van life, yeah.
And so, did you build your van yourself, or did you outsource that to a company?
I did. A company made it for me because I really, parallel to this van life, it's also parallel to my life, like big life changes, right? I've been doing a lot of musical projects all my life, and I've been involved with a lot of things. And so I've always felt a bit scattered. And so now I really felt like focusing on my projects, and my projects are the most creative ones. They're the ones that like that are not so solid, like economically, that it doesn't bring solid income. So they're the creative ones, they're the fun ones, but it's not so stable as a job, right? And so I really thought that, okay, so if I want to focus on my projects, then I need all my time there. So I really just thought, no, I have to have somebody do the van. I would love to do it, but I've got to concentrate on my music because, I've got to make life happen with my music, right? And so a company made my van, yeah.
And so you've been living van life now for 1.5 years. What is your traveling situation?
I travel solo. I mean, I'm not traveling like a lot. I'm like going around Catalonia, so I'm not traveling far. And in Catalonia, obviously, I've lived here since I was 12. So I know a lot of people around here. I visit friends and family, like artist residency houses. I don't feel alone because I know a lot of people around here.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, van life also allows you to travel and you always go everywhere with your whole house.
Yes.
And for you, I guess, studio as well. How does it look like?
Yeah, I mean, like behind the music, like I was thinking yesterday, the concert that I gave yesterday, it's just like the concert moment is like the easiest part of my job. I mean, that is just so easy. The hard part is what's behind, all this. The preparation, the working on the repertoire that I'm here in my van for hours, just like thinking about all the voices of the songs, recording them, imagining the concerts, and then the logistics of, all the people that have to come that night, the band. It's just a nightmare. So really, like the concert is just like the easiest part. So in my van, I'm hours here working, hours and hours of logistics and preparation and for the repertoire, everything. It's a lot of work.
Now, if you're living van life or dreaming about it and you've ever felt like you're doing it alone, this is for you. It's called the Van Life Network. It's a private community full of real van lifers from all over the world actually connecting. No algorithms, no ads, no fake social media stuff, just real conversations, real friendships, and people you actually meet on the road. There are weekly calls, a live map to find people near you, and meetups happening all the time. So instead of just chasing the next spot, you start building real friendships along the way. It's completely free to join at school.com/vanlife. School spelled with a K. Links in the description or scan the QR on screen and we'll see you there.
And what kind of instruments are you carrying around in your van? Or like, how is your van setup?
So I do have a keyboard, I do have a guitar, but most of the time I'm recording voice. Like with this microphone, I record the voices. I even record for my choirs. I record voice by voice for them to rehearse, and then I'm making like a sheet music for them and everything. So that's probably most of the hours, when I'm preparing music, it's doing that. Or yeah, when I have musical ideas and I would record them like this just to, you record a track and then you record other things on top. It's kind of like making a puzzle and trying to make a piece of art kind of thing. It's like painting, sound painting.
And so what is the thing that you like most about life on the road?
Yeah, it's definitely the freedom. Since I was very young, I really like, I don't know when it was, since very young. And I can remember the moments. It was in South Africa, but I can't exactly know when it was. But I realized that like time is the most important thing in our lives, The time we have is the real gold, it's like the real treasure of ours, like our time. And so whatever I do, I want to enjoy it and I want to, feel alive and live at the most. That probably brought me to try and find this freedom that I've always wanted as well since young, because like if you're free, you really investigate and you want to find what makes you feel more alive, and it makes you just live life till the fullest,
Well, I do hear you mentioning freedom a lot. Like,
yeah,
it just like you mentioned from a young age, you already had the feeling of I want to be free.
Yeah.
So then I'm wondering, like, what does freedom mean to you?
Yeah, I suppose it's just being free to really like experiment life, right? So it helps me feel inspired, like if I'm free and I'm not tied to anything, and it's got nothing to do with like commitment. I love commitment and I love being tied to things. When you commit to something, it's freeing as well, to really commit. Like in my projects, I love committing to them because it makes them grow. But inside that, what you decide, that freedom to decide where you want to commit and where you want to put your energy, I don't know what it is about it, but it just feels so right, and it just makes me feel more alive. And yeah.
Yeah, I do think freedom is an important part. Also, for me, it is a very big part of my life and who I am. We draw our inspiration from the world. Being locked up or tied into whatever situation, I think it mentally blocks us creatively.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's this creativity that makes you feel alive. You just like constantly bam, 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 having these like ideas and just so many things going on. And yeah, it makes you feel alive. I don't know.
I do agree with you on that. And so you mentioned previously that you've been making music all of your life, basically. Like from a young kid, you already started with music and dancing. And so why do you think music is so important to you?
Being in contact with music, I just felt it was the best way to spend your time in this life. Dancing and singing is the best way to spend this life. If time is so important to me, what is the best thing I can do? So, it was just so clear to me. This is the most amazing thing I can do. It's so beautiful. What it gives to yourself is so great, but as well, how you share it with other people. It's just like this universal language that is just so beautiful. It does not have boundaries. It does not have any of these limiting things that can cut the freedom away from us, right? So it's just this beautiful space. I just love the space that music creates.
I totally agree with you. Like there are a few things that connect in the world and music is definitely one of them. Like also sports or anything, but music is probably the oldest and the biggest of all. And so do you have any favorite instrument apart from your voice?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say I play the guitar or I play the piano. I cannot say that. Like it's taken me a long time to think of myself as a singer, because it's a huge process, right? I think that like really like having the ability of an instrument is a long journey. I can't say I play the guitar and the piano, but I can do 3 basic things and I kind of get by. But really, I would love to play the guitar, but it's so difficult. I really admire people that can play guitar. But yeah, because it's such a portable thing that I could, take wherever. But I am starting, I'm trying, but it is a bit, I'm not so hopeful that I'll be able to, but.
Well, I've met you a couple of times now, and for someone else as a non-musician, it is so lovely to sit around the campfire. You grab your guitar and we just start making music all together as a group. I mean,
yes.
That is the moment where I feel like music is really, really connecting.
Totally.
I remember with Larissa and Annika, of course, at the lake.
Yeah.
It was such a great moment.
Yes, definitely.
How does van life influence your music and creativity?
I imagine that this lifestyle would get me out into the world a bit more. I get very into my work, and I could spend days inside working on music. I just love it, And sometimes being out and about, obviously when I have a gig or something, or I have to go, like I have an obligation kind of thing, then it pushes me to go out. But yeah, somehow I think it was also to face a bit of fear, like fear of the world. I had a bit of fear about, really just exposing myself to the world. And I really want to face these kind of things. I really want to like overcome these sort of fears, And I thought this would be a great way as well to learn to really be, open to the world and, also lose a bit of control over things, I mean, it's nice to have your own space and, your own little cave when you want to, but also just to be open to the world and see what happens. And that also, it's very inspiring, it's very inspiring to see what happens. I mean, look, I met you guys like just parking in a, So it's things happen, you're more in touch with the world.
Like the way we met also, it is such a, like, I don't really believe in coincidences, but it was such a coincidence. Like at that exact time, we were just parked next to each other and like somehow we exchanged. Like I think the dog, Larissa's dog,
Yes.
actually made the connection maybe.
Yes, it was
Like
Shiva. Yes,
the,
such a cutie. Oh my God, she was
yeah.
so beautiful. I was just like, wow, what a dog.
You mentioned like that van life and the combination maybe of van life and music helps you to overcome fears. Like, can you tell a little bit more about the fears that you mentioned before?
I would be a bit over controlling with what goes on in the world, right? This search of freedom, in the same path of looking for freedom, you find these fears that are kind of what are limiting you. And so like, I think the fear comes from, controlling. So like you want to control your situation and everything. But when you're out in the world, the interactions with other people or what life gives you, you cannot control. Right. And so I think it was that I was fearing, and I was always trying to control a bit. And so I really want to overcome that, because that's also something that, yeah, it's something that I think is another step towards freedom. I mean, I think we're all just wired in certain ways. For me, it's very easy for me to be by myself. Like I can be days by myself and I'm absolutely fine, and there are some people that just can't be, do that. So I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that I would like to really learn to be myself in all different situations. That's something that I really want to achieve, right? So even if I'm on stage, or if I'm in a, if I'm in a campfire, or if I'm here, I'm there, I want to be just me, and that is also freedom, I think.
And are you by nature an introvert or an extrovert? I think I know the answer, but
I mean, everybody sees me as an extrovert, but I've always thought I was a bit of an introvert. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know. I think I have both. It depends on the day. I mean, I really don't know. I think everybody has a bit of everything, It's like just in different
Yeah.
degrees.
I do think indeed that it's most times a combination. Sometimes it's more towards introvert or more toward extrovert.
There is this concept coming now that is no duality. I don't know if you've heard of it, non-duality or something like that. And it's like everything is one, right? And this concept really makes sense to me, because for me, it's all just one thing, like I want to be the same thing everywhere, like my music is my life is my music, sometimes if I'm just before going to sleep, an idea comes, or maybe it comes. So I'm just like in this constant, it's just all together. It's not like separate, I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it does make a lot of sense what you say. And so you lead a choir. Like, why did you choose to lead a choir?
You see, when you are just looking for freedom in life, when you are just looking to live and search what really resonates more and more with you, you're just like, that's your goal, to like feel more alive and do things that really, really you get excited about. So things then happen naturally. So like when I was young, a teenager, I did join a choir, and in this choir, I started being the soloist, and then we made a little group that we would do little gigs. And then I had the idea of creating soul choir. I created a choir. I wanted a choir to sound really beautiful. And the thing is, I did a couple of gigs with the soul choir, and then other choirs, they started calling me up to go and teach them. And then there was one choir that called me to audition for them because their conductor was leaving them. And so I was like, okay, I have no experience with this. I mean, sorry, I have experience. I mean, but I've got no studies. I haven't studied conducting a choir, and this was like a choir of 80 people, and they want to do audition me. I'm like, okay, I'll come. I don't know what will happen, but I'll come, like I just had the feeling, like it just felt right. It just felt, yes, you got to go, it's just like, it's that feeling that, yes, it feels right, And so I follow that feeling, and so I went there. I just thought, because it's really easy for me, like, to sing and to like make people sing and be happy together, and that's what I did. And they all kind of voted for me, and then I started conducting this choir, and it was then that I realized, like, I did not look for this, but when I was in there after a month, I thought, wow, this is a job I really like. Like, this is something I really like, because there was another thing behind all this that I was really craving to do, which was to like think about. I've always been thinking about the world and you know what the heck is happening here, and so it got me to be able to express the spirituality that I have in me. Right. So when you have a choir together, you have to talk about these concepts of oneness, and you know you have to get them excited and grateful about. So you got to get them in the zone of gratefulness, you know, to really be inspired. To be inspired. So it just led me on the path as well to experiment more with the spirituality that I also was naturally looking for, and I had a space to experiment with it, see the people, how it brings people together, how, you know, it's like a language that we can all speak and all connect. Yeah. And it just creates the right energy, you know, because when you're singing in a choir, when you have a lot of people doing music together, if you look a bit from afar, it's just something spiritual happening. You know, it's like something amazing. It's magical.
It's also the harmony of like multiple voices coming together and one.
Yeah.
And the name of your choir is Soul Choir. Like, what does that mean?
Right. It started off as Soul, like the Soul Choir, but I changed it to Sol, S-O-L, which is the sun. It's our brightest star. The sun, and choir, I wrote it in Swahili just because it was so much cooler. So we're like the choir of the sun.
And so how big is your choir? How many people?
This choir, we're about 20 people. It is a choir of selected singers, so they have to audition to get in. It's a choir that I really want to, you know, push to get a better sound. It's not just like anybody can join. We want people that would want to be a bit more strict and really push themselves and really get to a higher musical level. Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking for the beauty. I'm just looking for beauty. That's also the thing, you know?
Of course.
And just a choir that sounds good is just the most amazing thing. Isn't it? I mean, I just can't.
It is.
It's just too much. It's just like looking at a sunset. It's beautiful.
And we were lucky enough as Van Life Network members to actually have a live stream of your live session, or your concert, I should say, yesterday.
Yes.
Which was amazing. Like, I saw you performing there on stage, and it was...
Oh my gosh.
It was wild.
Could you hear okay?
Very good.
Was the sound okay?
The sound was good. Obviously, it's like the whole experience is so different when you're actually there.
Definitely.
But for us to just enjoy it from wherever we're parked, it was magical. It was great.
Oh my God. I would have loved to see it.
We had such great fun we were there with 3 or 4 other members, and we were just enjoying your music.
Wow.
We were just eating our dinner and listening to you and seeing you perform with your choir. It was amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy. You know, like I really like this idea, Renz. I've got to do it every time I have a choir. I'm going to do this. I'm going to always stream live. I just loved it. I could see you guys, like I kept on checking a bit, you know, and I could see these claps coming up and the hearts, and it was just so cool. I just loved feeling that you guys were there.
Of course, there's a lot of beautiful things about leading a choir, but like, what is maybe the most challenging thing about like leading a choir or conducting a choir?
You know, I don't think it's just in the choir. Life is full of difficulties, I mean, it's always challenging, everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, for me, I find it's just so hard to construct something. It's so easy to destroy, so easy to destroy, but constructing is so difficult, you know? It's such a lot of work. I mean, just the logistics, you know, of getting everybody to come to the rehearsals every Thursday. And these are people that, you know,
crazy.
They could just not come, you know, if they don't want to. They're, you know, they are so free to leave whenever they want, you know? And for this to be already nearly 10 years, you know, that every Thursday, even through the pandemia, the pandemic, it's called in English?
Pandemic.
Even through the pandemic, we were doing online sessions, you know, and it's just so much work. No, you don't understand how much work there is behind it. And yeah, I think it would be easy maybe just to do gigs here and there, but something that is to maintain something over time, you know, to keep it, you know, happening and to keep it alive. Yeah, it's just every day. It's just every day, you know, constant work. the constant work is what's difficult. It's not just something, but it's part of life. It's like anything. It's like anything. It's like maintaining a van, right? The maintenance is like, it's a lot of work,
We
and
have to put some love in it to keep it
you
rolling.
got needs a lot of love. Life needs a lot of love to make it good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's so true. I can imagine like that being together is one thing, but keeping everything together, that like throughout pandemic and throughout all the stages of life. And you just meant like people can just leave whenever they want. Like they don't have to be
Yeah.
there, but they want to be
Yeah.
there to do the thing
They
together.
choose. Yeah. They choose to be there, and it's amazing. It's really is amazing. But that's when you realize, when you see that, you see the result of this, so much time, so much effort put into this project, then you really, it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. And obviously over time, the relationships become deeper as well with everybody. There's a lot of love, and you learn a lot as well, being in a group, you learn tons on convivencia. How do you say that? To live together, live togetherness, being together. I don't know how to say it in English.
Coexist? I don't know.
Co-living. Yeah.
Co-living. Let's go. I can imagine that like leading a choir is like leading a small community, like with the same passion,
Yeah.
right? You're stepping up for the people and you're bringing them together around the music, around like the love for music and singing.
Yeah.
And you lead a choir, but do you also write and compose your own music?
Yes, I do. And I would like to so much more now, because that's kind of why I left a lot of projects. I was in a band that we would do a lot of gigs for kids. I was leading other big choirs, and I dropped all that so that I could really concentrate on creating, right? Because I find it's the most interesting thing to do, really. And so I really, this lifestyle and everything I do, I try to be inspired. So like I try to be very, to put myself and my whole surroundings in situations that excite me, and feel inspired so that songs can come, right? And that's kind of my technique. Just getting excited about life and making it, like just attracting that creativity and attracting that inspiration. And yeah, and things do happen. Yeah. They just, because constantly you get ideas, and you think of a subject, and then you're just like, oh, I have to sing about this, because it's also a way to, because maybe others also feel the same, and this message, it could help them, so yeah, it's also about just sharing.
And beautifully, recently you actually released a new song.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little more about the song?
Yes. So it was during our first meetup. So I met you guys maybe 2 months before the meetup. I immediately joined school, and I immediately joined in the digital campfires, which was really, really amazing. It was such an amazing discovery to suddenly be in contact with other people that also live in their vans. And then I met you guys, like the whole, a whole bunch of us. I met you guys in person. And it was in those days, I think it was a week that we were there, that it suddenly hit me so hard that, wow, this is amazing. I mean, I just love to see how everybody was so authentic, and they were also like on the same path of being free. And, it's just like really open-minded people that love to, like connect, and everybody was so respectful, and also so fun. Everybody was just so joyful as well. I don't know. It just kind of found like, wow, they're kind of the same as me, and that was quite crazy. It's kind of as if I found my clan. and yeah, you guys just inspired me. It was just like that all of a sudden a song came to me, a melody came, and I just went in my van and I started. When I have an idea, you just start pulling that thread, you just start, okay, like there's that melody. Yes, it's definitely going that way. That's the sound of the feeling that I have of wow, this is so pretty and this is so beautiful, and so I was just pulling on that thread, and the song just happens. It's actually strange, because I was thinking about it the other day, because you asked me the same thing the other day, and I get into such a zone that I really can't even remember, like it's like as if I dive into another world, everything else disappears. I mean, like the first
Wow.
day when I was creating the song, I was at the meetup, but I spent the whole day in my van. I just don't even think I ate, sometimes I forget about eating, it's just like, I dive in and
Mm.
it's just so wonderful. And you're just pulling that thread, you're just pulling and you're just pulling. And it just like takes you on this journey. And it's just like, yeah, okay, this fits in here. Oh, yeah, this fits in here. Okay, this word, this lyrics. Okay, I make up with the words and then, okay, but there's still this part, this word doesn't fit in. No, it doesn't sound good. Okay, it's just like this constant game. It's just like, you're just like going on this journey, and that's how it happens. And I love it when it happens like this, when I get an inspiration like this. It's happened to me a few times in my life. I just get it just feels right. It feels like, yes, this is something that really resonates with me. I can feel it. I can feel that it's so exciting for me. It's so exciting for me. And then I just have to go down that path. And then after making, just in the van, I just made like the little demo, and I liked it so much. I was so inspired that I thought, no, I've got to record this a little while, And so I went to a friend of mine. He recorded the guitar, but with all my voices already pre-recorded and everything, and we just put it together a bit. And yeah, and I'm already on my second song that I'll release soon. So super excited.
Amazing. You found your creative surge. And what is the name of the song?
This first song is Beautifully Strange. Beautifully Strange. It's definitely inspired by our community and the meetup we had. Yeah, it just, yeah, I don't know the words, because I just found us all so different in our own way, also unique, and how everybody was so, welcoming and open to each other. I just found it so beautiful. But I also found that, yeah, we're all super strange. Yeah, it also kind of sounded nice because, like, stranger, when you're a stranger, we were all strangers, right? And it just kind of fits to say that we're strange, right? And then you gave me the idea of putting brave in. And so then, as well, the beautifully brave in the end is also makes it so much powerful, because it is true. It is true, it's really brave of everybody to do this life. I mean, people tell me that, oh, how brave you are and everything. For me, it just happened naturally, so I don't feel it. But it is true, because I was actually thinking about it. I saw this video of this guy explaining how he had come out of the closet as being gay or something like that, And I just thought of that concept. I'm like, it's kind of as if, when you find your true self and you really just decide to be who you are without thinking of whoever can think of me whatever they want, or whatever people can think whatever they want, but I want to do this, and I want to be this. It's kind of like coming out of the closet. And so that's why I found, like, us just so brave.
Yeah. Moving into a van, like, it is an unconventional lifestyle. It is out of the ordinary, and people will have an opinion about us doing that. So it does involve quite some courage, actually, to move into a van and to go out into the world and, yeah, to live a different life, a very different life.
Yeah.
And, like, in the creation process of the song, what comes first for you? Is it the lyrics, or do you have the tune or the melody, or like how does it work? Can you tell us a little bit more about the creation process of a song?
Okay. I mean, it is quite random, because I am more in search of the feeling of it, that it feels right. So sometimes, okay, let's say most of the time it would come as a melody first. Something like that. It would come a melody, and then the beautifully strange, and then you would find a lyric that goes with it. But it goes alongside each other, like the lyrics, the music. It's just all happening all at the same time. Sometimes then you fill in a bit of more of the music, and then you fill in a bit more of the words. So for me, it's just like, it's leaving all the options open all the time. It's just leaving them all open, and then it all just, at the end, it all just starts falling into place. So I'm not very like structured, and I don't have a
It just happens.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just looking for it. That's also a thing, if you're looking for something, well, the other day I was saying this to somebody. Yeah, because I had this idea, Renz. Tell me what you think about it. It's like, some people, like if I have a bow and arrow, right? And you see like, I don't know, beforehand when we used to hunt, right? There's an antelope, a deer, that you want to hunt, right? Or you want that, right?
Mm.
So there's a lot of people that concentrate so much on the bow and arrow. They would go and they would study the bow and arrow and they would make a technique of this and that. I'm just constantly looking at that deer and I'm constantly just trying. And then, okay, I see this time it's gone that way. So then I, the arrow, maybe I make it a bit this, but I just try and try. But I just constantly see the deer. I don't really focus on the bow and arrow, right? It's just a way to get there, And so this practical thing, it just happens on the go, right? I'm just constantly trying until something works. And so that's why I don't really remember on how I made the bow and arrow. I just can't remember because I was just trying, but I was just like, I didn't take my eye off the deer, right? I'm focused on the magic, on the beautiful thing that I want to get to, So it's kind of just chasing that the whole time. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. It sounds to me that it's just like a feeling and you go with the flow and it just happens.
Yes. I mean, obviously I'm in constant contact with my instruments, with the voice, recording myself here in the van. So I'm also, I am also daily working on it, right? So, I mean, it's also normal that it would happen this way, I think.
And is Beautifully Strange the first song that you have ever made or written in your van, or have you made more songs in your van?
I made like in my van, no, but I did record an album when I was younger, like maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
I recorded my first album because I really had a lot of people telling me that I should record. It was a very hard time for me. I was teaching 3 choirs. I was in the kids band. I was helping a family member. It was just a crazy time. And on top of it, I did a crowdfunding for this CD to try and pay for this album. And after just doing the crowdfunding, I was so tired. And then I had to record the album. And it was just, I feel that I didn't give it as much love as I would want to because I was just exhausted. So that's why I really would like to do it, in a much more calm way now and just without the pressure, of doing something super, super expensive. And, I really want to keep things simple, keep things beautiful and keep things, that really resonate with me. So yeah, it was a very good, it was a very good experience to have as recording a first album. I mean, I learned a lot, but I would really like to do things differently now. Yes.
And like the finalization process, so you have the idea, you create it in your van, and then do you finalize the product in your van or the song, or
no.
How does it work?
I do not have the technical abilities and the right equipment, right? So I do go to, in this case, Beautifully Strange. I went to a friend of mine who is a guitarist. He recorded the guitar since he could play really nicely and he had the right microphones, at least, just the minimum of, quality and making it beautiful. And then a friend of his did the mixing. He just, because he has a lot of experience mixing like songs, because it's a lot of tracks that you got to like put together and to make it, to master it, so that the song can sound beautiful, like on your phone and on the computer. And if somebody wants to listen in the car, there's this mastering process that is quite difficult. So no, that's definitely I have to pay for kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also why I would like to mention that I created, alongside with this year of doing things differently, I've created a Patreon page and I've got 20 people that are helping me out monthly just with little donations, like you can even just put in €3 a month or anything you want. And yeah, it's to help me pay for these kind of things, otherwise, I needed some way to try and make some money. The thing is that if I work for so many other things to make money to pay for them, then I don't have enough time to be creating. So it felt right to start a Patreon page, and I have some followers already, and I'm hoping that it can grow. And and I would love to just make them very happy with my music and bring beautiful music to the world. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. And In our little pre-call, you mentioned that you have one little surprise for everyone at the end of our podcast episode.
Should we try doing the song?
Should we try?
Should we try? Okay, I'm a bit squashed in here. It's all very limited space, as we know. Space is limited.
Living the van life.
Right, let me see. A tiny world with endless space, a wild and gentle place, finding love in the lives we've made, and we belong in our own way. So here's to us the beautifully strange. The world can change, but we will stay free and fearless, come what may. The stars don't shine the same each day, but we belong in our own way. So here's to us the beautifully strange. Here's to us the beautifully brave. Here's to the ones who live off grid, who dance to the life no one else did. We found our home in what was forbid. We chose a different life to live. Yeah. I'm tired of playing safe in borrowed skin. I'm done with fading out where I should begin. I'll face my fears, I'm free to finally win. And I belong in my own way. So here's to us the beautifully strange. Here's to us the beautifully brave. They said the world was black and white, but we sought campfires in the night and found each other through the maze and felt the loneliness fade away. So here's to us the beautifully strange. Here's to us the beautifully brave.
Woo! That was amazing. Thank you so much. That was
Such a
absolutely
pleasure.
fabulous. It was very eye-opening. And one last thing, if people want to find you, where can they find you on the internet?
So I use my Instagram quite a bit. Instagram, which is Karol Green _soul choir. I have a website, karolgreen.com. I find I'm in the dark here now, Rins, aren't I?
Well, I'll put everything down below in the show notes. And once again, thank you so much, Karol, for this amazing, amazing chat.
Thank you, Rins. Thank you for everything, man. I'm so happy to be able to be in this community, really meeting so many beautiful people. And it's the way that you do this, that you have organized this community, the way you work, the way you are so open to people, and you're so nice. And it is really, really a pleasure to enjoy this community. I just find it very, very nice. So thank you, Rens. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karol.